Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play, or at least let's look at Soul Trader. This is a new game that came out on the 6th of June, and I have played very little of this. I played about an hour, and that's it. I don't really know much about it, other than it looks like my cup of tea. It looks to be like a build contact sort of space faring simulation slash RPG. It looks fantastic. I'm excited to give it a try. I can tell you what I've already learned from the first game is don't leave your starting planet. Holy crap, can stuff get complicated so quickly. I took what I thought would be a very simple mission. It gave me 2 weeks to complete it, and I wasn't able to get a visa. I finally sweet talked my way into being able to get a visa to travel to the location where I needed to finish it for 8 times the amount of money I started the game with. So I think we're going to try and stay on our same planet, but let's talk a little bit about what this game is first. First, this is a game, and I'm not paid, I'm not endorsed by this at all, by Chris Parsons, I believe is his name. It was kickstarted successfully, and like I said, it launched on the 6th of June, and it runs on Linux, obviously, because I'm playing it, and it looks pretty good. The graphics are not anything fantastic to write home about, but they're very, very nice. They're very well done. I think that the way the sprites overlay are good. I mean, just look at the interaction of the ship firing in the what is a starport or a warp gate, essentially beneath it. The Soul Trader logo on the top left looks pretty cool. This is apparently the Hearthgate to Vesta. I've been there. So it's an interesting thing. And what I like most about this is that it's a space game that's not focused on ship combat, although there is some in it. I haven't experienced it yet. But it's focused on people. It's focused on interactions. It's focused on building connections. And that, to me, is my cup of tea. So I'm very excited about this game. I think that I'm going to have a lot of fun playing it. I'm not sure how well it's going to work right away. I'm going to be making mistakes. This is definitely a let's discover, let's look at, rather than a formal let's play, because I cannot even proclaim to be a passing savant at this game, let alone, some sort of true genius. I'm much more of an idiot savant than a true savant, if anything is going to be honest with you. Space Game Junkie has started out the trek on this as well, although I believe he was part of the Kickstarter, so he knows more about this development, maybe even has played some beta copies. I'm not sure about that, but it is definitely something that I'm going to take a look at. I'm excited about doing this series for you, and frankly, let's get into it. First off, these are all the people that helped with it, okay? So then, these are the only options you get. This is it. Hide the tutorial, which I'm going to say yes, because there's a question mark to go up there. Scroll speed 124. I can't scroll. My middle mouse button doesn't scroll it at all, so I'm just going to leave it right at 1. Of course, we're going to play at desktop resolution because playing in windowed is silly, and I'm not going to mute the music. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. I will find out, of course, in the post. Alright, so that's all done. This is the Via Appia. I have not been to this. It's blinking. I've got some issues going on here. What's up with that? I don't know, but we're going to start a new game. Okay, so to begin, we generate 200 years of history for your game. Choose how old you want your character to be at the start of the game. You can then choose your parents and your own past life story. Oh, pause before we get into this. One of the reasons that I actually dropped the money on this, because this is $20 on Steam right now, it is not on sale, is I was reading the last update from the developer, and the developer says, this update will not break your save. But then, of course, he goes on to say, but you won't get the new features until you start a new game. That's fine. I'm good with that. No problems whatsoever. As it looks like from the interface, and I don't know if this is true, but as it looks like from the interface, there is only one save slot, so we'll see how that goes, but I don't know. So there's a random seed. You can type into it. You can choose whatever seed you want. I don't care. That's good enough for me. It's random. Random's random. But so that means that everything is basically infinitely replayable. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 10-digit seed. So, that's how many combinations there are. 10 to the 10th, which is quite a bit. 1 with 10 zeros behind it. 9 gets you to trillion. So there's 10 trillion different possible combinations of the seed that you have here, so there's a tremendous amount of randomization, plus you get to make choices, which you'll see in a minute. So let's see, how difficult does this be? Are there going to be escape capsules, so allow players to escape to the nearest planet when their ship blows up? If there's no, it ends when your ship is destroyed. We'll leave it alone. We're going to play default, I think. Peaceful mode, we can prevent the AI attacking your ship, allowing you to play the game without combat. No, we're going to keep going anyway. I'm going to try not to piss people off. And then, do we start with a ship? No. We do get double the money, but we need to hire or borrow a ship to travel between planets, which is fine. We can choose our character age. Older characters are more experienced and well-connected. However, they are more likely to have injuries or made enemies. I think 25 is a great place to go. So let's just start. So now we can see this is what it's doing, is it's creating all of these people in the world. My biggest problem with the game so far is that a lot of the names are very similar, which I think is why I should never have left the planet, because it is so confusing to try and keep these people together. I will give you this. There is a tremendously good journaling system as part of the game, but you have to really kind of seek it out. I can tell you this. Blue picture outline means you're alive. Black picture outline means you're dead. So now we have all these people that are dead. But we're creating 200 years of history. So this is a big deal, right? This person died 95 years ago. This one died 49 years ago. All these things are happening. This is before we even get to me. Root beer today. Quite tasty. All right, we've gotten to me now. Now we can get to the point where I will be born. So you can see I've got 4 choices of parents here. No, my friend, I have like a bazillion choices of parents. I don't even know how many this is. But what you can do is you can look at all of them. So here's Augusta the Dudette. Maybe this is a Kickstarter contributor, I don't know. But Augusta is surprisingly strong, is clumsy, and always breaking things, and has legendary stamina. She is much slower to catch on to things than most, is not very sensible, and a bit reckless, and is grumpy, and sometimes quite off with people. She is well off financially, is universally known in London. She is originally from the Old Federation. She has a travel visa to the Old Federation. Her trait is a hippie. She was born in 2740. She's 50 years old. So 2790 is the year right now when I will be born. When we start playing the game, it will be 2815. And I can see what my father is all about. Herschel is surprisingly strong. He's limber and quick and very tough with lots of endurance. So they're kind of two opposites, which might not be a bad combination. He's of average mind, is generally sensible and trustworthy, and is of legendary charm. He's well off financially and universally known in the London Commune. He's originally from the Outer Alliance. So he has an Outer Alliance visa along with his Old Federation visa. And he is a freelance trader. These are their jobs. Not trades, I'm sorry. So this could be one combination I pick. I've got Louise McCann and Dominique Inks. I'm perfectly fine with, if you got 2 female names, just, I mean, maybe Dominic is a male name in the French Francophone world, so I apologize for that. But even if it's not, I'd be okay with 2 moms. So we've got all this stuff going on. Yep, blah, blah, blah. And you pick all these different, look at all of these combinations, all the way down here to this little brown-eyed auburn kind of Natalia Cunningham. And you could be the product of an affair. So here's Natalia with her actual husband, and here's Natalia with some floozy, 4 years her senior. There you go. So she's extremely strong and muscular, lean and very agile, and slow to tire. As you can see, there's cyborgs, by the way. She is quite quick-witted, is not very sensible, and a bit reckless, and has a legendary charm. She's making ends meet, and is generally known in Kongan Shipyard. She is originally from the Old Federation. This dude is bitterly poor, so if I pick this couple, I will not have a lot of money. Natalia, we already know about. Her husband is making ends meet, so I wonder... No, well off financially, so that destroys that. She's making ends meet. He's well off. Vern the dude is well off financially. Doing all right, making ends meet. All right, so there's all these combinations that are gonna come as part of it. So look, you've got these people. He's very fit and strong, slower moving and average. So that's kind of like going to be combined with somebody who's surprisingly strong, normal agility, and is always ill and unable to work much. So these 2 people, those traits will come together to create essentially me. So we just have to kind of pick, and I don't really care. I'm just going to look for someone that looks cool. That guy kind of looks like what's going on right there, huh? Because I think the picture is sort of like a combination of you two. That's a very lovely couple. Sheila is of normal build, of normal agility, and is tough and never ill. She's quite quick-witted, is generally sensible and trustworthy, and very charming and witty. She is wealthy and is somewhat known in the Old Federation. She's originally from the New Order, so she's got New Order, the Old Federation, and she has a Frontier Space visa, which I find to be interesting. She's 38. She's a prisoner. Oh, interesting. Walter is extremely strong and muscular, is lean and very agile, and is of average stamina. He is of average mind, is extremely wise, loyal, and sensible in life and soul of a party. He's well off financially, is universally known in the Richards Correctional Facility. He's originally from the Outer Alliance. Oh my, then. So it looks like they got together because he's her warden or something. That's shady as hell. I like it. He's a courier, though. So orange apparently means jail. That guy kind of looks like a young James Corden. Courtney is unable to lift anything and limber and quick and prone to tiredness and feeling puffed out. He's extremely intelligent. He's not very sensible, a bit reckless, a bit charming and witty. He's very poor, somewhat known in Apollonia. Okay, she is making ends meet. Now I want to do at least all right financially. I don't want people that are poor. It's not going to go over well for me. This dude is scrawny and weak indeed, even though his portrait is actually pretty thick of muscle. Is of normal agility and is always ill and unable to work much. He's a trainee manager, but he's very wealthy. Interesting. Alice is surprisingly strong, lean and agile, short of money, and is somewhat known in New York. Wouldn't mind starting in the Old Federation because that's the inner planets, it's Earth and Mars and that. We click not Herschel? Thank you. They're quite old. We have kids though. Is that how they? Is that how these are arranged by birth? Ooh, okay, that makes sense then. Let's pick some younger parents. Granted, they're not going to have the same sort of financial stability. I just don't want people that are very poor. So I'm going to try and skip that. Bitterly poor is no good. This might not be too bad. So they're in the Outer Alliance. I don't know where that is yet. I do know that New Order is just on the other side of the asteroid belt because the last campaign I started was on Io. I think I'm going to have to make these videos just a little bit longer because 20 minutes may not be enough to really get the meat and potatoes of this. This may be more of a streaming game. We'll find out as we play more. Bitterly poor is not going to cut it. Short on money. This could be okay. Oh, that's an affair. That's not good. That's also an affair. God, Raina, you get around. There we go. Plus, this is the Old Federation. This is not bad. So, Sandy Hanratty is a PhD student. She's of normal build, is slower moving than average, and slow to tire. She's able to cope with mind-bending puzzles, is extremely wise, loyal, and sensible, is the life and soul of the party. She's doing all right financially and is somewhat known in the University of New York. She's originally from the Outer Alliance, so she's got the travel visa to the Outer Alliance and the Old Federation. She's 29. Ben Cruz is unable to lift anything. He's of normal agility and is slow to tire. He is of average mind, is extremely wise, loyal, sensible, and has legendary charm. He's well off financially. He's well known across the whole of the Corallan market. He's originally from the Old Federation. See, this is good. So he's a manager. He's 39. There's a 10-year difference, which nothing's wrong by that, by the way, because my wife and I are 8.5 years apart. But they're both, it looks to be charming, which is good, because this is a game about interactions. He's unable to lift anything, is of normal agility, slow to tire, average mind, extremely wise, loyal, and sensible, legendary charm. Normal build, slower moving, slow to tire, able to cope with mind is extremely wise, loyal, and sensible, life and soul of the party. This is who I want to be after, because you have to pick at some point whether you take after your mom or your dad, so I'm going to take after my mom. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to go with Sandy, Hanratty, and Ben Cruz. Those are going to be my things. I'm going to be born a boy just because I don't want to try and mix my genders around. But, you know, play who you want to play. I'm Jackie Hanratty. That's perfectly fine. I took mostly after my mother. And now it's going to generate even more people that I will interact with. I'll have cousins and brothers and sisters. See, I've got an older sister, Kirby, and an older brother, Garland. Ben is my dad. Sandy's my mom. I was born in Vicon in 2790. No idea where that is. Let's check it out. It's the most populated planet after Earth. Oh, I meant Venus. Okay. It's Venus's largest city. It exists mostly underground with a series of small domes at the surface. Richard's Outpost is Venus' oldest and second largest city. It has one large dome, mostly used for goods storage. Demand for surface real estate is low on Venus due to the thick atmosphere and frequent storms, of course. You can always come back here to your picture to get back to you. All right, so this is me, and at the beginning it just shows you everything about your story. So I was born on Vicon, but we've moved to Chasmata, which is a moon of Uranus. Oh my god. So we're not in the Old Federation anymore. I find that to be so interesting. We're in the Outer Alliance. Oh, that's so cool. My mother is influential. Nice. So she's probably finished her... Yeah, she's a sheriff deputy. I was going to say she's finished her PhD. And now here we go. She's short on money now. But that's okay. Oh, this is so cool. Such an interesting thing. Alright, so now at 5, what happened next? Do I struggle with gym work? Do I struggle with craft? Do I struggle with running games? Do I struggle with mathematics? Do I struggle with listening to teachers? Or do I struggle with hanging out with friends? Every one of these, the next thing will be which one do I excel at? So I have to pick which one is going to be my weakness, which one is going to be my strength. There's no rolling for 18s here. This is a truly balanced RPG, which I think is fantastic. I'm going to struggle with running games. I don't know why, just because I do. Now we're creating even more people. And you notice this number is fluctuating. People are living and dying. So now what happens, what's the worst? You can work the hardest at running games, right? I'm not good at it, but I'm going to work the hardest at it, right? I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go with the math. Because I want to be good with... No, you know what? I want to be good with hanging out with friends. Oh, my sister died. Wow. So, do I not get a job or to become a management trainee at Frippel Limited Shipyard on Earth? I moved to Earth. I moved to Apollonia. It's the only large lunar city with much of it built underground, so it's on the moon. Good. I don't know why I moved to Apollonia. Let's see. Let's follow our story here. I was born, all this stuff. As observed, Jackie takes mostly after the mother's side. Jackie moved to Casamata, raised with my older brother, Lamar. So I have a younger brother, Lamar, and I struggle at running games. Lily meets the grandson, so I met my grandmother, Lily, my aunt Bonnie, my aunt Marguerite, my uncle Tyler. All these people I'm meeting. I'm good at hanging out with friends. I mourned the death of my sister Kirby. So what happened with Kirby? Died in 21 at 8 years old. Yeah, that's not good. Died of natural causes at 8. That does not seem real. She bought a ship at age 8, though. That's pretty nice. That's pretty good. At age 8, you're buying and selling ships. It's a very Ender's Game of you. I need to be hotkeys for this. Can I? No? Okay. All right, Jackie Morton. This is so Jackie became more cagey when I heard how Lily was caught handling stolen ship parts by their grandson, Kelvin Burge, and sent to prison. Oh, who is Lily? She's 92. She's my grandmother. My grandmother's a con. Man, I'm very distraught about that. You shouldn't have done that. Marguerite became depressive and irrational. This is my aunt. Aunt Marguerite's having troubles. And I moved to Cape Town, which of course we know is in Cape Town. It's Africa's largest city with its southern hemisphere location ideal for spacecraft at certain times of the day. There's London, which is the seat of the old Federation, New York, the financial and commercial hub, and Tokyo, second largest city on Earth, the tallest and most expensive. Crazy. The Moon, Mars, and Venus are all nearby. All right. So we're back in the old Federation now. I think I'd like to become a management trainee at Frippel Limited Shipyard. Maybe it'll get me a better ship. Yeah, there we go. See, I bought a ship. Man, I've been doing a lot of ships. So I met Kenneth. So he's my dude. He's my bro. My mother died. Oh, that's unfortunate. Died at age 49. Of natural causes. My grandmother did not take that well. That's my father, of course, did not take that well. Alright, so we do that. My mother died. So I bought Kelly, which is a nice ship. Traded in. Bought Aiko, which is where I learned to navigate office politics. I met DeAndre. Traded in my ship, bought another ship, traded in a ship, bought another ship. I got better at dealing with people. So now what? Do I take a middle management job at Port Elanau, Cape Town? Do I become a management trainee at a bank? Do I become a management trainee at the shipyard? No, I think we continue to... We go into middle management. We continue our career. We're not going to go backward. Enough is enough. You've fed up of a regular life going through the motions like everyone else. You've decided to make your own way in the world. It's time to use all those connections and contacts you've been gathering to your advantage. It's time to stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before you. Now, we got to choose our mission. And they cycle through, so I'm going to just look at them all. I can become the president, so I want to lead the old Federation. I want to become a successful businessman to have $200,000 in the bank and start with $1,000. I can explore the whole solar system, so visit every city in the system, which is relatively large from what I've seen. Become a master asteroid miner, mine every asteroid type. Become famous, so become well known through your whole faction, which in my case is the old Federation. I don't know if I change factions, if you can change factions for that matter, or if this means like wherever I start working, I don't know. Become a pirate chief, or back to the president. So, I think I'd like to be, I want to be famous. I I'm not going to change my name. I like it. Jackie Hanratty. That's excellent. Start the game. I'm a cyborg, by the way. I'm a cyborg. That's awesome. Anytime you have questions in this game, you can hit the question mark. It brings up this screen, which I can't seem to get rid of. Oh, there it is. Okay. And time always runs. I have not yet figured out how to get this to stop. It just always runs. I'm surprisingly strong of normal agility and average stamina. I'm able to cope with mind-bending puzzles. I'm extremely wise, loyal, sensible, and very charming and witty. I'm able to make ends meet, and I'm universally known in Football Unlimited Shipyard. I'm originally from the Old Federation. So the Old Federation is, I think, my goal. I wish to be well known through my whole faction. My faction is there. I am in 83 Rainimate Street in Cape Town on Earth. That's my place. So at any time I can click this to go to my planet. Then I click that to go to me. I can pin anything up here. I don't know how far it goes. I've only ever pinned 4 things, and it goes out to here, but maybe it goes all the way across. Could be. I can visit me, if this is me, right? Well, I don't have to, because it's me. But if it's somebody else, I can do that. And list all the people I know. My father's still alive. That's cool. My mother, sadly, is not. My father is still well off financially. He's well known as Shizmata, and he's from the Old Federation. He is also on Earth, but he's in New York. So he lives in New York. There is this bar along with people that shows how close you are. Purple, the 4th line, is, as of course purple is, the best you can have. So we're 4 ways across there. So if I come back to me and look at, there'll be other people in my life that we don't have that kind of relationship with. If I come down to the bottom, I've got aunts, uncles, and I've got to have friends and stuff in here who aren't related. Yeah, there we go. Ken McCartan is a friend. See, we're only ones, so we're basically just in our knowledge bank. We know each other. He doesn't really have any strong opinions about me. He doesn't really care. All right, there should be a key for that, like F1 or something, and get back to there. Now, my father, of course, loves me, so his opinion about me, he thinks I'm wealthy and influential. He likes both of those things. So the whole game is to try and build up these positive impacts of opinions of other people on you. And that's how you get to then become whatever your goal is. So for me, I want to be well known, so people have to know me. This is a history of all my ships. I don't have any of these. I have owned them and gotten rid of them. So they're done. And now I have $1,000 to my name. So something happened where I don't have any money. But I could start working again. I've got a brother who is inconsequential, poor, and erratic, which is not good. I have another brother who's all right. And then another unreliable but fun brother, Garland. I've got a bunch of friends, Carol, Cadet, Travis, Isaiah, DeAndre, Ken, who is influential, reliable, and a fine pilot. So this guy is going to want to be top of the notch. We're going to want to be good friends with this guy. Where are you right now? You're on Mars. That's the location for Mars. Last seen somewhere in Richard. So we're not entirely sure where he is. He's 68, though. So if we're going to exploit that, we're going to have to do it quick. And if that sounds harsh, you probably shouldn't be watching this series. I've got a niece. I have an aunt, which means one of my brothers... I don't have a surviving sister, do I? No. One of my brothers has kids. Marguerite is my aunt. She's amoral, so if we have something probably not good to do, we could go through her. Lily was in jail, so, she's probably got some contacts. Wealthy, influential, but a scoundrel. I love that. Ambassador Hanratty. This is important. So she's an ambassador. So she's known in Richard. She's in Richard. She is an ambassador of the Old Federation. So this is good, right? She can see stories. She took a well-paid directorship. This is very good. So she's been doing stuff. She is 76, and she's now an ambassador. So that would be probably a good goal for us. As you can see, it's already 3 p.m. I've wasted 5 hours by doing this because I can't pause the game. I have no idea how to pause the game. Literally no clue. No clue how to pause the game. I click over here, nothing. Right-click, nothing. I don't think the game pauses. I bring up this menu. That's probably paused the game. Now that I think about it, when you bring up this menu. But I don't know. Let's find out. Let's look at this for a second. Let's see if that 3 p.m. changes to 4 p.m. I hope not. I need a reason to take a drink anyway. I've been talking a lot. It did. This does not pause the game. You cannot pause the game. Wild. It's so wild. All right, we are 25 minutes in. I'm going to have to call it here. I'm only doing 2 videos of this a week, which is unfortunate. So if you want a little bit more, look for it on the live stream. I think I'm going to play a little bit of this on the live stream. and just continue on there if I can have more than one save. If I can only have one save, then we'll just keep doing it this way. But the next scheduled appearance of Soul Trader is going to be on Saturday. So take a look for that, 10 a.m. on Saturday, and maybe I'll just do some streams in the meantime, or who knows. I have a feeling that this game is going to be infinitely replayable. I'm already thinking that it's worth the $20, but we'll find out as we continue to play. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated on everything as it happens. And until next time, cheers.